What are some of the things your company's doing now? Everyone's talking about constant learning for their employees. What are some of the things that you guys are incorporating?
Yeah, so the DNA of stay.com is really consumer. And so we started out essentially providing mobile-first micro-learning experiences really for teachers within the K-12 community. And they were actually using that within the classroom. But a shift that's happened as of late is organizations are now coming to us and saying, how can we roll that out around kind of a workforce development talent initiative? And so that's kind of the new primary area of focus.
And so the platform is mobile?
Yeah, it's mobile first. It's essentially 5-minute video lessons that are competency-based. And as I talked about before with the consumer background, one of the differentiators there is it's a high level of engagement as folks go through that type of experience.
What are people asking for now? We know that things are changing, obviously, but what are exactly they're looking for? Are they changing mindsets, or are they actually looking for information? How are you finding the people are asking you to help them, these companies?
Yeah, I guess to simplify it, I'd say it's kind of learning with a purpose. And so if you deconstruct and almost reverse engineer what engagement is, if you think about it, there's got to be mission, it's got to be an alignment, there's got to be relevance, and it's got to be an experience that really meets that learner where they're going. And so I think ultimately, as the world keeps changing at a rapid clip, it's upon all of us to really think about new ways to continue to meet the learner where they're going.
I was wondering, because we're all aware of that, the change, and I was wondering whether when you first started, you're finding your efforts easier because now people are aware that this has to happen, or do you find still in some pockets maybe a little resistance? Just curious.
I wouldn't necessarily classify it as resistance. I'd just say it's a noisy space. And so I think it's the ability of finding kind of learning opportunities that most closely work for that alignment that I talked about earlier, because I think that's really what's mission critical as we move forward.
That's terrific. We asked as an aside something you've learned recently. What have you learned recently, something that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'd say this morning was quite interesting, and so I think just kind of the whole definition around what learning means to each of the speakers. And so you heard words like essential, you heard words like everlasting, and I think and this is a quote from one of the gentlemen earlier today, but he said, as the learning curve improves, so does the earning curve. And I think that ties into my alignment discussion earlier. I think it's that learning with a purpose that really matters.